Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's bit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello everybody, welcome to Quick Bang. I'm Matty. We are here to discuss Hibs secured in third place with our first win at Pittodrie since 2012, which we found out just before we came on air here. Thanks Tracy for asking that. Leon, your first up, mate. What was your take on the game?
Brilliant. Thought we controlled it. They were, as much as they were in their chances in their possession, and that, I thought Hibs managed the game from start to finish brilliantly. Dodge's goal was brilliant. We were brilliantly taken goal. I just loved doing a job on them because the amount of times you had them do Easter Road and we absolutely hammered them and they went away with their 1-0s or again or even 2-0s in games that we totally absolutely battered them, and I just loved doing a job over them. So, and the fact that we had us finishing third above them just made it a wee bit sweeter as well.
There was a tweet that was getting passed in one of the groups earlier on that said, "Without Aberdeen to Aberdeen."
Aye.
The other day, kind of what you're driving at.
Aye, exactly what it was. But it was exactly what we done. We won the battles we had to win them, and then we were clinical at that one moment that we needed to be, and then they never looked like scoring at all either. They've struggled with that all season, but I thought we totally deserved the win, and third place was wrapped up, and I'm fucking delighted.
It's good to wrap up third place with a win against your nearest competitor as well, isn't it? Because that kind of cements that you're better than them.
It's classed as a big game, eh?
Aye,
Jarvis doesn't win big games allegedly. So.
Magic. David, what did you think of the game, mate? What were your kind of key points from it?
Well, honestly, I thought we just comfortably controlled the game from beginning to end. I don't think they had many shots on target. I think they may have had one or two at most. Mm-hmm. And that was in the very first half. There was nothing in the second half. We made Canberra look as bad as he is, and we all know he is. And I just feel that we've taken our performances home and we're now transferring them away to grounds that are difficult to go to. And Aberdeen's always been a difficult ground no matter who you are. So I just feel there's something just connecting, and that game proved it again. I said that last time I was on this, that there's something happening. That game's proved it again today because we're just controlling everything. And when's the last time you knew a Hibs team that controlled everything?
It's been a while away. That's our 11th win on the road this season, apparently.
11 wins and what we play about 19 games away.
Aye, something like that.
So that's a great record. That's probably what, almost 67% or something like that. 1% away from home. Something like
I'll just take your word for it. I'll go, aye. That sounds about right. Aye.
Somewhere in the 60s, but it's an incredible record, and it's a record that teams of Celtic and Rangers, they'd be jealous of that on normal seasons for Rangers, but unfortunately it's not a normal season for them. But they'd be jealous of that kind of record, and that's the kind of record you need if you're going to progress to the next level.
Aye.
Simple as that.
We play a much better counter-attacking game.
We do. And you've seen that tonight when we've got Boyle full speed in that wing.
Yeah.
If you're going to hack him or hope the ref calls it a John Hughes dive, there's no two ways about it.
I feel Hibs are going to be quite well versed for Europe if we're setting up with this as well, 100%.
Yeah. Well, by playing on the break, you mean?
Definitely, aye. The fact that we play so well away from home, it does show the style. It was like Rangers in the first few seasons with Gerrard. We're struggling to break teams down at home, but away from home they were performing really well. And then obviously they then got the better players in, tame that into Europe, and you're going to have to hit them on the breaks every day in Europe. Every team, that's how every team wins it. No, obviously I'm not saying we're going to win the Europa League or that, but you know what I mean? Win games, to win games.
You never know. Raymond,
what the conference?
Raymond, what was your take on it all?
Absolutely fantastic. I felt that I was so impressed with the midfield, just doing that job of sitting in there, and Jackson Irvine was fantastic when he did go forward. Gogic was immense, and McGregor, just have some of that, it was fantastic. It was absolutely brilliant, and I've not got anything bad to say, really. They really, really were. They did it right, and I was fantastic. going up there and doing to them what they do to us.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the stats, and there's something like they had essentially 70% possession to them. And they had 14 shots, 4 on target. We had 8 shots, 4 on target. So we've sat in, we've controlled the game. We've never let them cause us any bother, any real bother. I mean, they had that a couple of, you could argue with that ridiculous miss that the boy had from the really bad initial shot that became a pass that he got, and he went, oh, what am I going to do with that?
Aye.
Other than that, I can't remember anything. And the goal, bloody hell. Big Doige, Big Christian Lewandowski. What a shot. But and a little flick from Jackson Irvine as well. Superb.
You can Deutsch had scored from outside the box till I think the cup game. I think that was his first goal for Hibs from outside the box. That's his second tonight as well. So hopefully he's making a wee habit of it. So that's what my son tells me. I'll take it at his word. If I'm wrong, I'll wash my hands of that start. But that's as far as I know, that's the case. Jamie,
listen, they were great. There was I can't think of anyone in the team that didn't pull their weight. They were all absolutely fantastic. You had McGregor going up the park doing a couple of stepovers. You had Paul Hanlon stepping up the park as well. You know, it was, and when they did go up, whoever was in the midfield was dropping into their positions. It was a fantastic performance, and it's a lot should be said to Jack Ross for organising the team in such a manner. Yeah. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people ready to knock him quickly. So let's give the boy a round of applause and say well done, because that's exactly the sort of thing we need, as I said previously, for Europe. That was almost a dress rehearsal for a European game.
Aye, good shout. Jamie, what was your take on the game, mate?
It's job done, and it's nice just getting things over the line. It wasn't the Hibs way and basically taking you right to the death on the same amount of points and just goal difference separating us going into Saturday, which, to be honest with you, I think everybody would have hated. Aye. Not sit relax, going to the Celtic game, whereas you're not really actually bothered how that kind of pans out, and you're just basically looking out at the cup final. But I thought it was a solid performance, good all-round team performance. I thought Darren McGregor, I was actually wanting Darren McGregor to come in tonight when Porto had taken a knock. I think it's the type of game he comes in and thrives on, and that showed. He was winning everything, he was making big runs, blocks, the whole lot. I just thought Darren McGregor was absolutely superb.
It was.
So job done. I'm absolutely over the moon. It just, honestly, I can't believe we've actually done it on this result tonight. Superb. Brilliant.
I tell you what's good about it is if you go back to about December, January time, when there was questions about whether Hibs, I mean, some fans were saying they didn't think we were going to win another game. Again, it was fucking ridiculous. But there was questions about whether we would finish top 6, and Aberdeen had a bit of a gap on us. And obviously Aberdeen, the arse just fell out of their season. But since then, that's as we've kind of clawed back the deficit on Aberdeen, overtaking them, let them claw it back a wee bit. But there's a good chance we'll finish minimum 6 points better than them come the end of the season. So, but
that's I was seeing in the news tonight as well. Apart from the prestige of finishing third in the league, it also gives you $2 million in prizes, which is 200,000 more than what you would have got if you had finished fourth. So that all helps. You know, that people are looking at that saying Hibs are looking to cement that every season and try and push the Old Firm. Absolutely, and it can only be good because you're causing a bit of ruckus where players are wanting to come to the club rather than it just being kind of mid-table and not sure if you've got to be in the top 6 or bottom 6. We're actually cementing things and moving forward, which is brilliant to see.
Aye, fantastic. Leon, you get your hand up and then I'll come to you, Colin.
Just to follow for that, spot on about the money for positions in the league, which is it's just as important as anything. And Aberdeen had a free shot at second when Rangers, Hearts and Hibs were in the Championship and that, and they built on that and they kept finishing second and third, and that's how they can outbid us for players, and that's how they can throw money at, take targets away from us that we were trying to sign in that. And that's what we need to be. We need to finish in these positions, get the European money and just keep building on it, and then we'll be able to match Aberdeen for the same type of players, or obviously better players hopefully, but
better, Colin, what were you, mate? What was your view on the game?
Glad it's done. It's been creeping closer and closer to no being getting done over the last few weeks. So I'm glad that's over with a game to play. Obviously, don't play the reserves probably now on Saturday as much as we can. I would take everybody that's important out of the team. It's only a week, and it's not like they're going to be over rested by the time the final comes round. So I wouldn't be playing Boyle, Nisbet, Doidge. Wouldn't play any of them. I don't know who I would play like, but I wouldn't play any of the three because they're too important to the team. I mean, even to say that, Boyle and Nisbet weren't in the game tonight, but it was still, it was good enough without them. Get the way they set up, they didn't. They weren't in it. But Big Doidge, I mean, streaky as anything. Like I can't remember if you spoke about that on Monday or no, but the runs he goes through, he's scoring and then no scoring, and then it's unbelievable. Like I was calling his eye-hand coordination at one point this season, Kevin. We're coming across the box and he was mistiming it and that, and then he smashes one like that tonight. And you think, what goes on in that boy's head, Ken? But I thought it was quite easy, really. It was a very McInnes Aberdeen performance. I think they never looked like scoring. We got a goal when we got a chance, and that was it.
I thought we managed the game. People talk about game management, etc. It's kind of like one of the buzz phrases for football these days. But if you accept that that's a thing, I thought Hibs managed the game really, really well. Yeah,
I know the doubts about Jack Ross. Like we're talking that big games. We've probably won more big games than he's lost now. I think here, if you were to count them up. We said it on Monday. We're in third place in the League Cup final and a Cup semi-final in the season. That's way above what any of us would have said at the start of the season. It would have been one final and one semi-final. Third place we would have been delighted with it. We would have probably said fourth if we were being realistic, because we thought Aberdeen were going to be better. I think how they're still doubters, to be honest, with that performance this season. Even if we didn't win the cup, which I think we will, but even if we didn't, he still outperformed what his target would have been.
David, you your hand up there, and then I'll come at you, Kaiser.
Oh no, I was just saying fingers crossed for the cup.
All right.
But no, I will go on that just quickly. It's right what you're saying. Jack Ross done an interview with Hibs.net. I don't know if anyone listened to it or no.
Yeah.
But he did say that there's a lot of people that go on Hibs.net, rant and rave about the manager, and it's been the same way for how many years at Hibs? There's only one manager we should have really ranted about, and that was Terry Butcher, but everyone hailed him as the second coming when he arrived. So I've got to say, I'm not a hater of Jack Ross. Let's just keep going and let's keep the faith.
The Hibs.net interview with Jack Ross is well worth a listen if you haven't listened already. It's superb, especially the opening bit where he just comes on and says, can I just check you use of the forum where folk keep telling me I should be getting sacked? Amazing. Kaiser, what were you feeling about the game?
Aye, brilliant. Really nervy going into it, because it's Hibs, and as Jamie was saying, you're just waiting for it to be a draw and then us go through and everybody watching the game on Saturday to make sure Rangers finish Aberdeen and that, and then we win on goal difference. But nah, it's really good. See, just to even say that's us third, it's not really sunk in yet. It's a brilliant achievement. Everyone's kind of recovered everything for the game. I thought it was a bit of a nervous affair myself, but I think that was just me more than anything biting my nails. But I definitely best bits of the game. Obviously, Gogic nearly ending Hayes. I thought that was brilliant. And then Canberry getting sent for his tee by Doidge going to the left. I thought that was quality enough. But nah, just delighted and just looking forward to the cup and just the whole consensus about the feel good factor and just things kind of being on the up. I can understand though. See, where people saying about the haters and about this and that, what you've got to remember, and nobody needs to remember because we all know our club's been mismanaged for years. And do you know what I mean? And now it's kind of starting to go the other way. It's hard for people to just suddenly switch off and all start getting on this good vibes, this good guys feel good factor. So there's always critics within Hibs, but if you look at what's happened to us for the past 8 fucking years, do you know what I mean? The relegation things like that. If you look at the relegations and that, it's obviously it's just hard to accept that things are going in a good way, but it's brilliant though.
Aye. Jamie, your hands up. I'll come at you and then I'll come in to you next, Ewan.
Aye, sorry, I agree with that, what Kaiser was saying there. And basically, Hibs fans have obviously had so much heart in previous years that it is a mindset and trying to get over that. And even myself, I'm trying to move into a better place. We've got a new owner. Things are going in the right direction, and it is trying to follow that lead and basically getting over your woes. So, I can totally understand what he's saying, but the fans, this doom and gloom after losing one game needs to really stop and try and move together as a unit, I think.
Aye. Tell you what a difference it'll make if we win next Saturday.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And but I know everyone's confident, and quite rightly, but no one's overly confident. Like you would have a Celtic and a Rangers just basically saying that they're going to win it and that's it, smashed kind of deal. And we should be quietly confident. We are the favourites, I've said a couple of times, but nothing to fear against St Johnstone, nothing at all. Everything's clicking at the right time. And as David was saying earlier on, we just look like a good team. We just look like we're able to play football, look like we're able to take the game to people over the last couple of months. The football's been brilliant.
Kaiser, you put your hand up. Sorry, keeping you waiting, but I'll come to Kaiser and then I'll come to you, mate.
Nah, just to see what do you think about the ticket situation? Like, what do you think there? That's something that's I've kind of been in two minds. Obviously, all the fake emails flying about, especially for you, Matt. He's no help things, but like just that, like what's the reading the room of these tickets? Because I think it's fucking shambolic how many they're actually got to put out to the fans. Just to find out
for that many guys.
So no one situation. So no one situation for Hibs either, because you're going to piss somebody off all the time, regardless, and unless they give them away. It
would work better if you're like a smaller team with that number of tickets, but Hibs are a big team. We take 25,000 plus to Hampden every time, so it's a no-win situation for Hibs. So I'm honestly going to say this now. I've seen us win the Scottish Cup at Hampden. If someone else is entitled to the ticket, take it.
I think you
should shout if you win one.
If we're talking about such few, I mean, you're talking about 900
something like that
quoting at the moment. Forget it. Just honestly, God, forget it. If we're going to take them at all, give them to people that follow up. Give them to the NHS. Give them to key workers. Do that. Do the right thing that way. Hibs win the PR work there, and they turn around to everyone else and say, "Listen, that was our choice. There was only that many tickets. That's what we decided to do because it was the right thing to do." And that puts everyone else who's saying, "I want a ticket and I deserve one because I don't know, because I'm an away season ticket holder or I've got a fancy seat or whatever." Stuff yous. It doesn't matter. There's only 500-600 tickets. Just essentially give them away.
And I can knock up some good fake NHS badges if anybody's wanting one as well, just in advance. If you just DM me, I'll sort you.
That's Matty kidding on that he's not getting a ticket.
Ewan, what was your take on the game, mate?
I feel very confused. That's not what's supposed to happen with him. We're supposed to lose the night, and we're supposed to sit there for 90 minutes on Saturday, shiting our pants. Like it just, it feels great, doesn't it? Like what everyone else said about Aberdeen comfortable. I thought Paul McGinn, Gogic and Jackson Irvine tonight were unbelievable, and I think Paul McGinn maybe went for a little bit of dip in form maybe about a month ago or so, but I think the last few weeks he's been back to being fantastic, and I thought tonight Canberry looked like he tried hard. I'll give him that, and Paul McGinn just marshalled him out the game all night long, and it's unbelievable. Like the third place wrapped up, 6 points clear of Aberdeen. It's the reward that we deserve. We've not dropped out the top four all season. We're the third best team in the country, and we're finishing as the third best team in the country. And I think rest whoever you want, but I think we'll see a few more players than we want at the weekend because we still need to be able to name 11 players. I'm not convinced that we can change as much as maybe we would want to, and I felt like tonight, I just like everyone else said, never felt, as soon as we scored, we've not lost a game that we scored first in this season. We've been pegged back, I think, to draw 3 times, but I don't recall losing a game that we've scored first in. Someone will probably tell me I'm wrong, but I was speaking about this. I don't think we've lost a game that we scored first. Good record. And we're a really good front-running team. I think that's why we've won 11 games away from home, and I think that's why as soon as we scored tonight, I was like, right, feet up. I really was. I know Kaiser said he was nervous, and I think that's just your natural emotions, but watching the game, Aberdeen didn't pose as any threat. If anything, I thought if there was going to be another goal, it was going to be us.
Aye. How appreciative were you of Canberry's first touch tonight? Was that the first time that you've really enjoyed it as much as that?
It was absolutely spectacular, wasn't it? I mean, it makes a nice difference for you. Instead of sitting in the famous 5 stand, and I'm pretty sure the away fans being able to hear me scream fucking dogs abuse at them, to actually just be rolling on my couch laughing at them. Just an absolute wee dick, oh, get it fucking up him. Just honestly. So, apologies.
Sorry.
The
Jason,
first touch is a trampoline, the second touch is a slide tackle.
Right.
Jason, what was your take on it?
Just really echoing what everyone else has said. Just thought it was a really professional performance tonight. We did what we had to do, which we're done up to do. That's why I asked the question, because honestly, it's always bloody freezing when you go as well. So it's never a great away day in that sense. Doesn't matter what time of year you go. But no, I just think this team really deserve it. I think they've been fantastic. And just kind of echoing what everyone's been saying about the club and that, I feel like it's been a real joint effort between the club and the supporters. 11,000 season tickets, giving Jack that money available to bring in these players. You know, first team to, you know, put thank you NHS on their shirt, and raising money for the NHS, all the phone calls they did during lockdown to the vulnerable supporters. I think the club's really, really stepped up this season as well, and just really feel these lads deserve it, and I just hope they can walk away with some silverware next week.
It's going to be good getting back into the stadium next season and being able to kind of applaud them out onto the pitch and recognise the success of this season. Can't wait for that.
Oh, totally. It'd be fantastic. Yeah, I've missed it like mad. It's, you know, it's okay we've been able to watch it, and they've still been able to get, you know, on and do their job, but it's not the same being at a match and the match day experience. That's why I've loved doing this after a match. It's just great having that, you know, being able to talk about the match with somebody, because obviously hubby's a Celtic supporter, so you don't really get much sense.
And who was your man of the match, Tracy?
Obviously, Doidge's goal was fantastic. I don't know. I think it's quite a difficult one, because I think they all done fantastic tonight. You know, Jackson Irvine had a great game. I felt Boiler really came alive when Murphy came on. Macy didn't have much to do. I don't know. I really just couldn't. I'm just going to go Doidge for his goal.
For his goal. Don't get too many arguments. You've got your hand up, so pretty much like last point, unless anybody's got anything after what you say.
It was just on the back of what Tracy said there and everything. I think that's some things that a lot of fans can forget, that what the club has done over the last year as well. And I think the fans have obviously put the money in. And obviously last weekend during the thing, I've done that sort of why you should choose Hibs rant, and it was quite foul-mouthed and focused on our neighbours. But we are a truly fantastic football club, and I think everyone needs to start accepting that. And I think we've got really good owners, like it was touched on earlier. We've got a really good manager in place, and we've got a really good squad of players. And right now, why choose anyone else other than Hibs? Like, why would you?
Aye, spot on. That's a good way to round off the night then. Right, thanks everybody for coming on. We'll be back with Short Bangers tomorrow night. I don't know who's coming on that one yet. Kaiser, are you free for tomorrow?
If you want me back on,
there you go. I will get you back on. I don't care who else is free for it. So if anybody's interested, come on.
His face. Have we seen his face?
It's on. It's a closely guarded. If we win the cup, I'll do a bit of review, right? How's that?
Happy days. There we go. What more incentive do we need?
That message and go, what does that Kaiser Soze look like?
Get what, we've been brilliant. Brilliant if you unveiled it and you just look like Robert Carlyle.
Aye.
Or wearing a Robert Carlyle mask.
Aye.
I'll find one on Amazon for you.
No hassles, cheers.
Aye. All right. Okay. Well, that's us for the night then. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much.
County line, I pledged upon. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey and 10